Alrighty, fellas. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today? Pretty casual day. Pretty chill day. What's up, what's up? Good morning to everybody. What's the plan for today? I think right now I just plan to hunt for Suicune. See if we can get lucky on that. Hunt for Suicune, hunt for shinies in the process. Probably singles and rares now that I'm over 30k encounters. It just feels better to do that. Then I'll also be listening to and reacting to, this will not be in the stream recap, but this will be in the live, or the VOD. If you want to go watch the VOD, I'll be reacting to a podcast that I was on that was a ton of fun. So that'll be good memes and kind of just going over my thoughts on it. And mostly just being entertained. It was just a fun little meme. So that's it for today. Short little quick intro. We'll see if anything crazy happens. I'll see you guys with good questions. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Oh shit! Wait, let me pause. I hit 7k hours. That's kind of fucking pog. Okay, sick, boys. 7k hour milestone. That's actually fucking GG's, boys. Nice. That feels kind of cool. Hell yeah. This is actually an interesting price check. Normally I would just say don't use my price charting, my price checking guide, but this is actually kind of an interesting one. You have a 3x31 alpha Ditto and then 3x30. Ooh, that is actually nuts. What I would do is I would just do something like this. See, you said what nature is it? That's, if you don't mind, Molo, what's the nature? You said the 31 is in special attack, so it doesn't have 31 in attack. I would do it like this and see what comes up. You're looking at least 600k. It depends on the nature and stuff as well. Like, this is a good comparison. I would go higher than 500k. I would go at least 650 probably. At least 650k. But it depends on nature. 500k would sell pretty fast, but you can just get more, I'd say, personally. But a lot of the stuff is going to be like very, very nature's careful. Gotcha. I don't see that being super useful to most stuff, but it's not terrible. I'd probably go maybe even go above this one. I would either go 679k and undercut this one, or you have to go a number that someone is willing to pay that's going to be more accurate of I don't know if anyone's going to go yours over this one, even though it's 26 instead of a 30, right? And even though yours is 3x31. Really weird situation. Yours does have 31 special attack though. Yours were what? Special attack, HP. I mean, that's pretty good as well. I would go either. You have two options, okay? I would go 679k, or I would go like 800k to 1 mil. Those are your two options. That's what yeah. 670k or 800k to 1 mil. Those are like the two options you have depending on how long you want to sit on it. And yeah, what's it going to take to sell? That's up to you though. Good luck to you, man, on the sell. It's crazy Ditto. This is actually some inside information, but I don't know for sure if this is correct. But I'm pretty sure. I'm talking about my iceberg video that went out this morning at the time of this recording. I wanted to include this info, but I wasn't sure. Talking about Team Lyle, right? Team Lyle was like the fucking celebrities of PokeMMO, the first PvP team to hit it off. I think King Bowser and Double JJ were the leaders, I believe. And I could be I've heard this, but I don't know if it's true. I think they were brothers. I think like I could go so much deeper into the Lyle story, because from what I've been told, they were like brothers who like competed against themselves, and they just like clashed and clashed and clashed, and they would compete against themselves. So they would like constantly get better and better and better. And because of that, they started Team Lyle, and they were so much better. They were like brothers in college or something. They were so much better than every other PokeMMO player because it was two brothers fucking competing against each other to be the best PokeMMO player. I think that's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true, so I want to preface that could be like a total rumor. It's hilarious. There's like rumors about that because they were like celebrities, you know. Lyle was a really big fucking deal, man. It influenced so much of early game PokeMMO PvP. But it's a true like movie type story to imagine like brothers like advancing the PvP scene so much, creating the best team, and like clashing for that improvement. It was super fucking cool, man. I need to learn more about that or talk to. Yeah, that shit's super interesting. Today's content has already been super untraditional, and I kind of apologize for that, but it's probably good. I feel like I do so much of the same. You know, I'm still trying to think and stuff, but like today we've reacted to a podcast that I was on. We talked for like 30 minutes about rap and hip hop and music. Very untraditional, I guess, stream today for the most part, but we'll see what happens. I might even go like, I kind of want to like do some knitting on stream. We'll see if I might go like make some eggs and just fucking, that's actually Giga Brain. Like that's peak efficiency. Hatching eggs on PokeMMO while knitting. I'm fucking down, dude, honestly. Got to make those Christmas presents somehow, dude. Got another alpha Ditto price check right now. Let's look at that. So 31 in the top 4 stat. So the issue, I will say, with this Ditto, someone put a shiny Meganium. That was kind of crazy. I will say the issue with this BEP is that if the 31s are like this, you have a 31 in attack and a 31 in special attack, which kind of makes one of them useless. Kind of. Certain Infernapes or Chimchars or certain Pokemon are going to want this, but it kind of depends. This is how I would price check it. I would not even worry about that 20 plus. This does seem really high, I will say. 4 times 31 of these stats. No, this has got to be accurate. This is very accurate. Yeah, man, I would list it for something like 1.4. How was that other one? That's crazy to me. Damn, I'd probably list it for something like this, like 1.4999 or whatever, like 1.5 mil essentially. That's kind of crazy. That seems... Wow, that's kind of nuts. Yeah, if it's actually, I messed up. If it's Rash Nature BEP, I'd actually go 2 mil on it, which might seem kind of extreme, but I think it's worth it. Because Rash is actually what certain Infernapes will go, and like certain mixed attackers like that. I would go 1.99. I would go 2 mil on it personally. You could undercut this one. Technically, I'd probably go 2 mil on it. Like having that nature is really, really nice, really important. A bunch of alpha Ditto price. A bunch of people caught good Dittos today apparently. What about an alpha Ditto that's 3 times 31, 2 times 30? I would need to know where are those stats placed and the nature. Honestly, price check. I don't like helping with price checks because it's important to really cringe boomer phrase, but it's a true one where it's like teach a man to fish, you know, feed him for a lifetime, you know, fish him a fish, he eats for one day. That's something like that, right? It is really true, but it's, you know, whatever, right? Old sayings do have some valuable meanings, right? But Dittos are actually some of the easier price checks, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about egg group. You don't have to worry about gender. You don't have to worry about like there's a lot of species. You don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. Like Dittos are some of the easiest things to price check because you don't have to worry about a lot of things. You just worry about IV, pretty much just IVs in nature, and like placement of those IVs. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure. And like maybe particle effects, but yeah. Let me answer this in full. So you asked, how often do they do updates in PokeMMO? Like Gen 6 is my favorite. How long are we looking for that? So a lot of detail to this question. So firstly, usually generations are added to PokeMMO. I'm talking about generational updates. Generations are usually added every 2 to 4 years historically in PokeMMO. In 2012, the game released as Kanto only, and then 3 years later in 2015, we got access to Hoenn, Gen 3. 2017, 2 years later, we got access to Unova. 2019, we got access to Sinnoh. And then in 2023, 4 years later, we got access to Johto this year. In terms of Gen 6, I don't think that they're going to be working on that right away next. They're probably going to be working on endgame content like raids or dungeons, some sort of endgame PVM price. Now, I think we're looking at least 5+ years for Gen 6 if you're waiting for Gen 6. Now, I think that's just like not the piece of content that PokeMMO needs, in my opinion. It's an MMO, right? People want MMO stuff. We have Gens 1 through 5. We have a fantastic foundation. Let's work on endgame content. Let's work on different niches, more things for guilds and clans and groups of people to multitask and multiplayer and do together. There's so much content in the game. There's so much more to do, and I think doing that instead of just going to the next region is ideal. And it does seem like from on the forums what the developers do want to do. So I don't think Gen 6 is happening for a long time. In all honesty, probably 5 to 10 years. If it takes them like 2 years to add the next big PVM thing, like you're looking at least 4 more years after, like 6 years for Gen 6 if they want to do that after. But they'll probably do a couple things like. We'll have to see. Generations take a really long time to add as well. People just think like, oh, why don't they just add gens? Isn't it just taking content and plopping it? And it's like, no. I always compare it to, everybody's played Call of Duty. Imagine a Call of Duty MMO. Do you think that they could just take the Spaz 12 from MW2 and plop it in with like a different shotgun from a different... It would never work. Right? Because the Spaz 12 in MW2 is not balanced around the fucking MP7 in MW3, right? Like, those guns in one game aren't balanced around guns in another game. The same way Pokemon aren't balanced around, kind of Pokemon silly, but like, things in the region and the items you can get, trainers, level caps, like, the good example is the storyline of Emerald, okay? The storyline of Gen 3 is not balanced around the player having a Garchomp. Like, that's something the devs have to think about. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that, if that makes sense. There's so many things where, like, these things weren't balanced around that, and the devs have to go through and rebalance everything. People don't realize that they ain't just plopping content, but it's not. They've got to go through and think about every fucking grass tile, every route, every trainer, every Pokemon on every trainer's team. All has to be rebalanced. All has to be fixed for economic reasons. I'm talking about balance. Haven't even gotten to like economic reasons. There's a reason why things like certain mushroom NPCs were deleted from the game because it affects the economy. Certain NPCs just get deleted from the game or get removed or have to be adapted to fit the economy. Certain events like the shiny Gyarados in Johto have to be removed and changed, altered into a Shalpha boss battle. Like, there's so many things have to be adjusted, changed, rebalanced, yada yada. It's so much, and people just think it's just plopping content and get pissed when the devs don't add a new region every 2 months. And it's like, if you're the type of player who gets bored of PokeMMO because there's not a whole new region added every 2 months, you're just not going to last in this game anyway, which is totally fine. That's nothing wrong with that. Not every game's for every person. I encourage you to go play a different game and have a lot of fun and do whatever you enjoy. Don't ask the game to change around your preferences, though. That's important, right? Yeah, it's okay to also critique, though, and you know, obviously. We're qualifying too much now. We could sit here all day qualifying, but be nice to the devs. It's okay to critique the devs politely, but don't rag on them and say, oh, where's Gen 6? You're clearly so lazy. And it's like, you have no idea, dude. You have no idea. I don't know. That's my opinion, my thoughts. #1 PvPer should get a gold crown, in my opinion. Fucking based. I think they do. I mean, #1 PvPers high ranked do get, like, vanities from my understanding, but I don't, like, actually, do they? Aside from, like, the earned vanity? Aside from, like this, I don't know if they do any sort of like specific. That'd be fucking cool. Yeah, like a wrestling belt. That's kind of a cute idea for like champions in PvP. Yeah, one of the things I'm most happy about with my Iceberg is bringing attention to people like Frag and old teams like Lyle. These are literally like celebrities of PokeMMO that have influenced the history of the game to such an extent. Even people like Noob or Grek, who did like Poke Dailies. Like, these are huge historical figures. It sounds really cringy and nerdy, which is fair, but these are historical figures in the game that I love. Like, it's cool to shout those people out and spread that history of the game. I don't know, it's as dumb as it sounds. I don't know, I care about that. I understand like where stuff comes from. It's cute, it's wholesome, it's pog. Those people deserve the recognition and appreciation. There's 31,000 encounters, with Bayleaf being the 31,000, which is kind of cool. This is a really interesting question. Somebody random. So you asked, do you think that 2022 alphas might have a base price in like 10 years? So what you're asking is, will people care about like alphas that were like caught and gotten in the first year of alphas being released? Really interesting question. Similar to like 2012 Pokemon. It's possible, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so. My reason being is that I think it's a little too niche, you know? Maybe they'll have a base, maybe, but like they won't be worth that much, right? I think like people care about 2012 Mons the same way they care about base set in Pokemon. And some people care about some older sets in Pokemon as well. But like, people don't care about base set the same way they care about like, you know, a middle of the line set, right? Some people care about those sets still, and certain cards are expensive because they're powerful cards, but like, or they have nostalgia for them. But comparing like base set to, I don't even know like a good example, comparing base set to like Team Plasma era cards is just like not, you know, comparable, right? Even if you go to like, yeah, like I think that's like a, there's just like a cutoff point of like how, you know, when do you care or whatever, I guess. But it's interesting though. It's an interesting thought. I would probably say like not really. The meme is I would just take your money and invest that in like 2012 mods instead of like alpha 2022s. But it's interesting to think about. Wait, yeah, I'm an idiot. That's the perfect example, Casey. Yeah, the evolution set, which people do care about. To be fair, that set's honestly, that set actually got way more pricey than even I expected. That's kind of crazy to me. People do care about the evolution set, but not as much as the base set, and that will never be the case. Which is, yeah. So like why I guess why invest in, I guess maybe the lower price point, but it's like alphas from 2022 probably aren't that much of a lower price point than the 2012 mons. Like I would say if you want to make investments and something like that, like I wouldn't really recommend investing in 2022 caught alphas. I would probably do just 2012 mons. I think 2012 mons. Ooh, 80K? I kind of actually want to, wait a minute. Some of the funniest series to record as a YouTube, maybe the hardest series to record on YouTube, are ones where I did this like once or twice before. Things where you have to keep it private until the series is over with, you know? It's really stressful because like you have an idea and you know if you release it episodically, it will dox the idea and ruin the social experiment. If I'm doing something market based and people find out what I'm doing, they may try to like buy my stuff, or like I really try to keep that stuff really accurate. It ruins like the sort of social experiment or like testing element of it. It creates variables, right? But it's a stressful thing because it's like, imagine you're in school and you have to take every test, okay? Like 10 tests throughout the year, right? And then at the end, but you don't get them graded until the end of the school year. So at the very end of the school year, you turn in all your tests. And it's like, well, I hope I fucking knew what I was doing because I don't know if I'm learning or not. I don't know if like I'm going to get Fs on all of these, As, like whatever, right? Like you're like stockpiling this like content and you don't know how people are going to react to it. If people don't like it, that's a huge L. That's a huge fucking loss of time, of what's it called? Opportunity cost of other videos you could have uploaded. Like it's a scary thing to like hoard a series for. I try to keep those series to like a couple, like 5 to 10 episodes if I do that, like a smaller thing. This might be a bit of a longer one. We'll see what I do with this. I'm currently working on one, is the meme, but I'm keeping it. I'm gonna try my best to keep it goddamn under wraps. We'll see what happens. Interesting. I think it's an interesting thing to talk about that a lot of people don't see on the front face of YouTube, I guess, in content creation like that. Must be hard trying to please vets and noobs for videos, to be honest. Fair play. That's an interesting topic to talk about. I think it's mostly fine. You can actually be smart about it. Like, okay, there are certain YouTubers that are really good about pleasing experts and new players. One that comes to mind is someone like Woofy VGC, right? Woofy VGC is someone who's obviously very like deep into Pokemon. Like his knowledge is so deep, and when you're that deeply rooted into something, it can be kind of hard to zoom out and think about how to portray that deep information in a digestible way for like the normal or average audience. I'm not that great at that, but he's really good at that. One way that he does it is he'll just like re-explain stuff. Veteran players, if I were to like sit here and like explain the basics of like EVs and IVs or some shit, veteran players don't mind hearing that. At least I don't. When I watch something, like, they don't mind it because it's like, oh, you know, if you want to feel kind of smart, it's like, oh, I already know this part. That's kind of cool. And you just like listen to it, and like it's like a enjoyable listen still, but it's like neutral, right? But new players love that. It's like very, so like stuff like that, like re-explaining stuff, were really good. Now when it comes to certain informational stuff, you'll definitely reach. This kind of goes back to, I made a video talking about this before. There's like 3 types of MMO players, or 3 types of like player egos, right? There's the new player who knows they know nothing. There's the middle ground player who thinks they know everything but doesn't know that much. And then there's the veteran player who knows a lot but knows there's still so much to learn, right? So what happens is, I think the most negative feedback I'll usually get, and the most people, like probably the most players that dick on other players in general, is that middle ground player. So be aware of that middle ground player. Try not to be them. It's very human. Try not to be them. Try to avoid them, yada yada, right? But this goes into that point because with certain when making certain content, like if I'm doing like a thing that's like like top 5 hidden mechanics in PokeMMO, something like that, right? New players will really enjoy that because it's super interesting, blah blah blah. But veteran players will watch that and they'll be like, oh, I knew all these already, but this was cool. It's cool that he's teaching us, blah blah blah. But the middle player will see that video and be like, I knew like 3 or 4 out of 5 of these. What the heck? Like, or even if you knew all of them, I knew all of these. This video wasn't even helpful. What a waste of my time. Like, write up a comment, and it's like those are the things to be aware of, right? Patrouski's a middle player, true and real. I think, yeah, those are the things to be aware of, like in terms of a game's audience and in terms of viewer base and like certain players. Being aware of what stage someone's at and kind of how they're acting. Back to like glazing fucking Woofy VGC, man. He is a really, really special human. Do you know how rare it is that someone can be a pro at something and also be a good content creator and like so rare, right? This is like, it's so rare. We're seeing it for like the first time in football, right? You see like people like the Kelsey brothers or whatever, like doing their podcast, right? Like, we've never seen that before in sports history. We've never seen players at the peak of their game also like doing entertaining content on the side, because it's just too much. Like, these are two insanely like hard things to be good at. It's so insane to, like, most pros put their head down and grind and just like learn, and it's really hard to do that and then also be like an entertaining, like, upbeat guy. It is unbelievable how Wolfie VGC like can do both. Like, and like, yeah, not even a pro, but like a literal world champion. Yeah, it's really rare you find these people. Maybe like after this, it's semi more common, like after they retire they can do this because they just have more time. You see, like, you know, NFL players become what's it called all the time, announcers, all the sports announcers and sportscasts all the time. You really rarely see like, what's an esport player that's also a really entertaining streamer? I can't think of like any off the top of my head. Like, some of them stream, like Faker streams, but he's mostly there in silence, right? Like, most professional players or experts in a field aren't also good at being exciting and fun. It's just it's a totally different thing. It's a totally different skill. Blippo is kind of a good meme. There are some really good players. There's some like really high level players who are also really good content. That's like the best. You want to be like good enough to where you're much better than the average player, but then also like entertaining and hype enough, right? But like, there's a huge difference of literally being a pro and also being a content creator. Is so hard. You almost never see it in any facet of life. It's really fucking hard. The best kind of content creators are usually someone who is like good enough, but then like also the entertaining, right? It's so hard, man. It's so tough. It's really impressive when you see people like Wolfie VGC do stuff like that. It's really, and like there's not many people like that. It's really crazy. Wait, Woven just typed in chat, it happened again. Check Discord DMs. He bred a fucking Shalpha Pichu on accident. And when did you... 1 month, less than a month ago, October 28th, he DM'd me on Discord a Shalpha Gibble that he bred. This man has bred 2 Shalphas on accident within a month. What the fuck? That is crazy. Oh, dude, congratulations, man. Holy, man. What? That's nuts. You're like over here just breeding competitive Pokemon, and you've... Congratulations. It would be insane if you got 2 egg shinies within a month. That's really impressive at like mass breeding rates, let alone Shalpha breeding competitives and getting to... That is mind-blowing. Congratulations, dude. Wow. Man, I dream of the day where I am like breeding a competitive Pokemon, or like breeding for fun or breeding for profit, and it comes out shiny. I do breeding extravaganzas and like fun stuff to try to purposely do that. Dude, here's the Pichu. That's crazy, man. It's 3 times 31. Oh, were you breeding like Voltactyl on it or something? Oh, that would have been crazy. Dude, congratulations, man. That's so cool, dude. Congratulations. They're actually totally correct, King Eddie. The day you stop getting noob questions, you know the game's dying. That's dude, legitimately an insightful line. You're not wrong. Super true. The day that I stop receiving newbie questions, or the day that, you know, super newbie questions stop popping up in global, no, you're not wrong. It's less new players. And like, I mean newbie questions, and like, all questions are fine. Learning is awesome, and wanting to learn, asking good is awesome. We're talking newbie questions. Like, someone asked in global chat, are female alpha EVs worth a lot of money? Question mark. And stuff like that is like, dude, you can literally just check the GTL. Like, that's not, you don't need to ask. That is a, like, you can just check that. Like, when people ask questions that they should just be answering for themselves, that annoys me. And those are like what I would call like not dumb newbie questions, but like slightly more frustrating newbie questions. But they're a good sign. I agree. They're a good sign that the game is expanding to a huge audience. So you're not wrong. The day those questions stop is a bad thing. You're totally not wrong. This is a good one. Do you think 2012 Mons base price will reach base shiny price someday? I think it'll go over. Hot fucking take, dude. I mean, one day, yeah. I think that, dude, this is a crazy aggressive market prediction. Please don't go invest because of me, yada yada yada. I think it's very possible that 2012 Pokemon reach like 1 mil Pokeyen. This is a full on out of my ass. There's no reasoning behind this either. I would guess that 2012 Pokemon reach a 1 million Pokeyen base price in the next year or two. I think it's still so fresh, and we just got access to the 2012 filter. Even before the filter, people were collecting. As more collectors are created and more people care about it and more hype is drawn around it. Yeah, this is not a financial advice take. Yeah, true. I could really see 2012 Mons, like all of them reaching a base price of like 1 mil in the next 1 to 2 years, would be my guess. I could be totally ass wrong on that, but we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens. Any idea what no OT Mons are selling for? No idea how to price check that. No idea, man. That's tough, dude. I really don't know. That's a tough one. For those who don't know, no OT Pokemon were a glitched Pokemon that were available for like what, 2 to 4 hours? 2 to 4 hours. Very short amount of time. They were a very short glitch that existed during, was it last year's Christmas event or the previous year's 2021? I'm not sure. They existed for a very like, there's certain Pokemon that literally have no OT. I can show them on my, I have 1 or 2 on my PC which I can show off later. But I have no idea how to price check that. That's a hyper collector niche thing. What Pokeballs have the best catch rate / easiest to use? This is like asking, what car should I drive? And it's like, okay, what do you do for a living? Where do you drive? Are you on a dirt road? Do you need your car for work? Do you need a truck? Do you need a SUV to like carry materials? Are you like transfer? Do you have kids? This is like such a, like, you ask the most crazy general question. It depends, like, what Pokemon are you catching? What time of day is it in PokeMMO? What species do you need? Have you caught 14 of the same Pokemon? Can you repeat ball? Like, there's so many questions. There's so many. You can't just ask a question like, what Pokeballs have the best catch rate, easiest to use? There's no good answer. You got to just do your research. There's a really good, very in-depth, one of the best PokeMMO wiki pages is the PokeMMO Pokeball page. I'll check that out. A lot of stuff got changed and added recently with the addition of Johto. I would check out the PokeMMO Pokeball wiki page is a really good one. Master Ball, technically, okay, you're right. You owned me. Technically, Master Ball is the best ball. True, but it's obviously finite. Please don't waste them. This is a great personality test. Thoughts on Shiny Quagsire versus Shiny Wooper? There's no wrong answer. Both are great shinies, but I think it's a really good telltale sign of what personality you are. I am Team Quagsire. I prefer the purple, the deep purple, over the pink, personally, and like Quagsire's design over Wooper's. I'm a Quagsire fan. It's like it's one of those questions where you'll get like 50-50. Like if you ask someone, do you prefer Quagsire or Wooper Shiny? It'll almost always be like a 50-50 poll. I think it's a good meme. Okay, I've got a proposition, fellas. Does anybody want to sell me Ditto boxes? I might just buy one. Does anybody want to sell me a Ditto box? How about I might buy a couple. Anybody have Ditto boxes? We go for a couple egg breeds. See, just roll the dice, see what happens. Okay, this is kind of a hot take. I feel like hatching eggs, not my favorite. I really like hatching eggs. I know it's like boring, you just sit there AFK, but like I really like multitasking. So there's nothing I love more than 5 minutes of AFK on a game. So I can go play a different game, you know? So I can go play Dungeon Defenders or like knit or like do something IRL. Like doing something IRL is so sick. Pat, if you were to encounter any shiny with 6x31, what would you want it to be? I don't know if you just mean like at this location or anywhere, but unironically, a really good 6x31 wild shiny to get would actually be Tauros, because to breed up Tauros is a male only species. So to breed up a shiny Tauros to like 5x31 or 6x31 would be almost prohibitively expensive, because you'd have to breed a Tauros to 5x31, you would need a 4x31 shiny Ditto, which is really, it's like unbelievably, if that even exists, if there's even one on the market, like that is levels of expense that is crazy. Let's say I'm trying to breed like a shiny Tauros. Let's do this. Let me do this, and let's do 4, right? Let's do Ditto. Let's do shiny. There's none. What about 3? None. You couldn't even make a 4x31 Tauros. What about, there's a bunch of 2s. Like, this is how expensive, like, you have to imagine how expensive. It's just crazy. A single 2x31 shiny Ditto is like 18 mil. That's crazy. I don't realize they were that expensive. Holy shit. You can imagine like a 4x31 shiny Ditto is going to be like 400 mil or some shit. So yeah, unironically, one of the best, if not the best shiny Pokemon to get wild 6x31 would be Tauros, because it's unbelievably expensive to breed up. PokeMMO feels boring without an event going on. Like, once you're done your gym run, like, what do I do now? Looking for PvE content. So obviously I could sit here and I could be like, oh, what are you talking about? You know, I don't feel that way at all, and I've never felt that way. But the better answer, and the more, a lot of people do feel that way. A lot of people. So when a lot of people feel a way, even if I feel like there's so much to do, obviously there's a problem. Obviously there's a problem where a lot of people don't feel like there's stuff to do at endgame. PokeMMO is very much a like make your own goals sort of game. I always compare it to like Alpha Minecraft or even like old school RuneScape to some extent, but like I think Alpha Minecraft's more comparable. Where like for a lot of people, once you get like some diamonds and like make a base, like, what do you do in Alpha Minecraft? And it's like, oh, we got to create challenge. You have to go get glowstone, probably one of the hardest materials to get in Alpha Minecraft. You have to just plan bases to build. You know, you can't just go for it. It's like plan. You have to make your own goals. You have to create your own, which a lot of people aren't great at doing, which isn't a bad thing. Some people are just better at some things and not good at other things. That's totally okay. So creating your own goals and stuff, and then we don't have that go-to piece of endgame PVM content that a lot of people need, which I think is probably why it's probably the best update to add to the game. I don't really need any sort of endgame PVM content. I have shiny hunts and legendary hunts and things to do for years and years, but a lot of people want that sort of endgame PVM piece of content to go to. If you are stuck on what to do and you're looking for advice or suggestions or tips and tricks on how to set your own goals, I do have a lot of videos on it. It's probably the most important videos that I put out are things like my top 5 post-game goals for PokeMMO, top 10 end-game goals for PokeMMO, and my favorite now, 63 things to do in PokeMMO. If you're bored in PokeMMO, don't know what to do, please go check out 63 things to do in PokeMMO. If that video is a waste of your time, let me know, but hopefully there's something there that should give you some sort of idea of what to do, some sort of inspiration of, oh, this is a great goal, let me go start working on this, you know. Is it worth EV trading a Pokemon before putting them on the market? Great question. It depends. This is a great question. If you have a like 1x31 attack horsey, you know, you shouldn't EV train that. Only EV train things. So this is a great question. You want to EV train things, you need to understand what you're selling something as. Are you selling it as a breeder, or are you selling it as a competitive Pokemon, a PVM Pokemon? What's its use? Why? Understand why is someone buying that thing from you? What's the utility they're getting, right? Understanding whether or not to EV train something, you have to, is this mon going to be used as is, or is it going to be bred, right? I would say usually you don't want to EV train stuff to sell it, but certain stuff like mediocre comps, you'll actually make more money by buying it for 2K, EV training it, XP training it, selling it for like 50K. One of my favorite money making methods, it's not that great, but it's not that bad either, is making mediocre comps, is what I call it. Heading to the GTL, looking for Pokemon that, let's say, have 20 plus in all of these stats. Let's look for adamant or jolly nature, good nature as well. And then look for, like, you do this, look for the first physical Pokemon that could use these stats. This is honestly a decent example. You could take this Persian. Persian's not going to be super useful, but let's try to find a little bit of a better one. Physical Pokemon with these stats. Snubbull is honestly decent. You could buy this Snubbull. 25k is kind of a bit. Turn that into a comp, sell it for 50k. You're not gonna make that much off it. Dugtrio is a better one. Dugtrio comps can go for a bit. You could do the same with let's check Jolly Nature as well. Just buying these and EV training them and XP training them. Sudowoodo. Jolly's kind of weird for Sudowoodo, but could be good. EV train it. Sell it off. You could do a Sniper Kingdra, I guess. There's certain, memes. This Ditto's kind of interesting. Do the same with special attack. Get rid of attack. And then do, like, timid or modest. Looking for cheap mons like this that can actually use the stats. Like, first special attacking mon I see is none of these. Something like, maybe Loudred, maybe an X-Cloud. Gonna timid, though. Love Disc, but no one's gonna buy a Love Disc. Mine could be used. Not great, but could be used. Stuff like this, looking for mediocre comps, EV training, those are good things to EV training, XP training. They'll sell for more because of that. If they're ready to go and usable right off the bat, right? Versus something that's just a 1x31 that's going to be bred, right? Or if you have like a 2x31, there's certain 2x31s that are worth to EV train and XP train. So if you have like a Garchomp or a Gibble That's Adamant or Jolly Nature. 31 attack, 31 speed. That's a great PVM Garchomp. Now that can be used to EV train, XP train, and sell it off like that. But if it's like a Gibble that's like 31 defense, 31 special defense, that's not really, it's not ready to go. It's a breeder, right? So you want to just sell that off as is. Don't waste your time EV training, XP training. Yes, it just takes a lot of I guess time and game knowledge. It's a lot of, you can logically deduce it, but it just takes time and game knowledge to, I guess, understand what to EV train and what to not. What an awesome message to see in chat. Someone being like, I'm 72k dry on my hunt right now, this sucks. And then someone else being like, I'm also 72k dry, we got this. That, god damn, that's what I love about PokeMMO is like the communal shunting. And it's why it's like being in a team is so good. Like motivating each other to keep going is, it's almost like gym bro culture, or like encouraging your bros to like go to the gym, or like going to the gym with people because that encourages. It's like almost the same thing. It's very, very wholesome, very fucking cool. Alpha Ditto is by far the best Alpha Mon to go catch for profit. It's unbelievable. If you want to talk about like, people said like shinies are cool because they can turn, you know, a newer player or an average player into like, make them a millionaire in like a split second. Which I don't recommend selling shiny OTs, but it can. Dude, Alpha Dittos are how to make someone a multi-millionaire in a split second. Like we've price checked multiple Dittos today where I was like, yeah, that one's worth 2 mil. You know, that one's worth 800k. Like, and it's not that like I think the base price of an Alpha Ditto is gonna, what's the base price of an Alpha Ditto? Let's just check that actually. Like 150, 200k, 130k. The swarm just happened, so it probably goes up over time. What's the base price? That's for 2 times 31. What's the base price of a 3 times 31 Alpha Ditto? Okay, 230k. What about 4 times? And 4 times Alpha Ditto, it seems crazy because it's like 4 times 31, but it's not that crazy. A 4 times 31 Alpha Ditto should be 1 out of 78. It's not that crazy. 1 out of 78. Because that's what a 2 times 31 is, and it's 2 times 31 guaranteed. So it should be, yeah. What do you have a 1 out of 78 chance of making 800k? That's pretty damn good. Right now, 5 times 31 gets a little, like, that's a little rubber. This is like 1 out of 1,000, I think. This gets pretty rare, 1 out of 1,000. But that's like 1 out of a 1,000 chance to make 5 mil, 6 mil in an instant. It's a pretty cool way to see players get a lot of money really fast and like some good RNG after a lot of grinding and stuff. You know, get that reward. I'm really impressed by my look at my iceberg video statistics. It's been out for 4.5 hours, not very long. 2.2k views, really good. 10% click-through rate. Average view duration is 12 minutes. That's really good. 12-minute average view duration? That's like what? The video is like what, 35 minutes long? That's almost half the video. Not really, probably closer to like 33%. That's really good though. If on average people are watching 33% or so of the video, 40% of it, that's very solid. It's actually like, I'm happy about that. So hopefully the engagement on that's pretty good. It's cool to see stats. YouTube stats are, it's just fucking interesting. Like hearing, I try to share them a bit here and there. I probably should share more. YouTube analytics are just wicked interesting, man. I feel like, I don't know. It's just cool to hear different people's different analytics and stuff. What time are you streaming till? I never have like an end time for stream. I always start stream every day, Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. I never have like an ends time. It's really just like, until I get too tired to keep going on. That's really it. I don't know when that will be today. We'll kind of just ride it out and see what happens. All right, it's shit a box buying time, fellas. I think I'm gonna buy like maybe 3 boxes max. Nothing crazy, but enough to kind of do a little, maybe 1 charm, maybe 1 hour of shunting, something like that. Obviously, that's not a full hour of egging, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of just having fun. I miss egging. It's fun to make them. Okay, here's the second Ditto box that I'm buying up. I have more people showing up than I realized, which is maybe a good thing. I might be willing to buy more boxes than I realized. Now, let me go ahead and collect. So I bought in 2 Ditto boxes so far. I'm probably going to buy a 3rd. Maybe even 4. I think I'm buying 4, right? That's kind of hilarious. Let me collect the Pokeyen here then. I need it to fund my egg shunting addiction. Bam, there we go. Up to 27.6. And if I buy 2 more, I'm still, it's not that expensive. It's 200k per box, so I'm down to 27.2 after these. That's honestly fair. I'm gonna give a take. Wait a minute. I'm gonna give the ultimate take that is gonna make fucking Italians cringe their fucking fingers and toes. Okay, you guys want to know my favorite spaghetti to eat? My favorite spaghetti is the Chef Boyardee spaghetti with big meatballs. I'd hate like shitty red sauce spaghetti made at home. It's like whatever. if you're gonna do that, you might as well like do some dope shit or something. But I really like the spaghetti from Chef Boyardee, especially with the extra large meatballs. That shit is incredible, delicious, perfect. There's your correct food take of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm probably gonna stop buying Ditto boxes there. I appreciate everybody who came here to sell me. I really do fucking appreciate it. I bought two full boxes, 3 full boxes, and then I bought 4 boxes. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll have to actually organize and sort out how I want to, you know, have things prepared before I actually pop a charm and start breeding. So I guess we'll just kind of slowly start working on that. Okay, someone's asking for a Jinx price check. So the issue with Jinx is, I'm pretty sure, someone could correct me, I'm pretty sure Jinx is a female only species, which is why it ends up being so cheap. I'm pretty sure. So when you say like you have a Jinx that's 4 times 31 with attack, defense, special defense, and speed, it doesn't need the attack IV. The attack IV is useless. So when I would go to price check that, I wouldn't even include that. I would just do these 3 stats, and it's essentially a 3 times 31. Kind of unfortunate, but definitely how it works. You're looking at like 40k. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but like there are certain alpha Pokemon, in my opinion, that aren't worth catching. And those are Pokemon like Jinx and Miltank. If you look at like the cheapest alphas, things like Jinx and Miltank, in my opinion, literally aren't worth your time to go catch. And Kangaskhan, because on average you're gonna make like 10k, and it's just not worth. Like, alphas can be a pain. You could spam timer ball. You could have been using that time to make other money. You could have been shiny hunts. You could have been doing a lot of for like these cheap guys. I think Clefable is fine though. It's probably worth to go catch Clefables, because I feel like the male Clefables, I'm pretty sure Clefable can be male, which is worth money. But female only species, things like Kanga, I think Wigglytuff, can Wigglytuff and Clefable, can these guys be male? I think they can. Are they female only as well? Is Wigglytuff female only? Most female only species, unfortunately. Yeah, no, they can be. Okay, yeah. So like Wigglytuffs are worth to catch, Clefables. You don't get tricked. But female only alphas like Miltank, like Kangaskhan, like Jinx, probably not worth your time. Probably not worth your time in my personal opinion. You got to be really careful with female-only species Pokemon. They can bait you into making bad financial decisions. A really good example is Lilligant. Never get tricked into buying a really good IV female Lilligant as a breeder, because you're not gonna. It's female only. It'll always be a Lilligant. Whether a Pokemon, what species the breed is for a Pokemon is decided by the female. So if it's female only, you can only ever keep that Pokemon as that Pokemon, if that makes sense, right? I'm pretty sure it's female only, which is why you're able to see like some really cheap Lilligants. These are actually kind of expensive though. I feel like there's just none on the GTL, or they're just not priced correctly. Like 50k for these are kind of expensive. I'm really surprised to see Lilligants. Kind of weird to me. This one's timid, so it makes sense. This is kind of strange. I don't know why Lilligants are so expensive here. This is more accurate, like 30k. Like Lilligants will only ever be a Lilligant. You need. There's a filter to hide. Yeah, that's. Hiding female-only species can be really good for certain price checks. It's an extra click, but it can be really good. Like if you want to check cheapest alpha, let's do cheapest alpha, but hide female-only species. And now we still see like some cheap members, but like, you know, we see like genderless species as well, like Magnezone and stuff. Like these are cheap because they can only breed with other Magnezones or Dittos. You can't use them as breeders to breed stuff up, you know? I actually disagree with this sentiment. Someone said, we need noobs because without noobs, there's no good flips. I disagree. There's less insane flips without noobs, but like I sell Pokemon sometimes that I know are underpriced, and I know that someone's gonna be able to flip them for like 10 to 20k or whatever, because it saves me time. If I have a bunch of Ammonites, I'm trying to clear my boxes, and I have like a bunch of Ammonites, and I sell them all for like 1 times 31s or whatever for like 8k, right? Some of them might have like 20 to 25 plus and a couple more stats, maybe 1 times 30 plus a 1 times 31. Like those are gonna be worth a bit more. Like I'm happy to undersell stuff and just rapidly list it off and get it flowing to give people that flip potential. Like they're even if the game was only good players, I think there still would be flips to be made. I think there's still people who sell stuff knowingly know it might get flipped, but that time is worth it to them. There'd be less flips though for sure. But there'd be like not as many giant shiny flips if everybody was an expert. But it's never gonna happen where everybody's an expert, you know. No, I haven't ran into this problem in a long time, but I actually need more Pokemon to breed. Like I have the Dittos. I actually just need I need like 30 of some rare Mon, 30 of some rare Mon, 30 of some rare, and like 90 more than that actually, 90 plus this. like almost 120 of like some sort of rare mon I need. I'm down to breed a bunch of different stuff. I'm kind of breeding a bunch of stuff here, as you guys can kind of see. I think post Cranidos, I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy rare hunting for like a variety. I think this keeps rare hunting way more interesting and fun and exciting versus just going for Cranidos until I get Cranidos, and it's inevitable that one day I'll get Cranidos, but it's a pain in the ass until I get Cranidos. And like, I think doing like a variety, like it's like so much more exciting in my opinion to do egg hunting this way. Like after my first egg hunt, I was like, yeah, from now on I'm always gonna do it like this because it's more fun in my opinion. Let me go down my list. My list of like rares I'm down to shunt. I have was 90k for 3x31. I feel like that's underpriced. It might not be though. I'm not gonna touch it. I probably should have. It's field egg group, whatever though. Squirtle's kind of expensive-ish. Squirtle's execute is a egg hunt. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's a better way. I love shiny execute. This might be a single encounter. No, this is definitely a single encounter hunt actually. I guess it'd be a single encounter safari. I don't know what the best way to go for. I could see egg hunting for execute in like Yanma. I'll buy a couple of those. I'll buy some executes and some Yanmas. These are all female though, which is, I probably could breed without Dittos, but we'll see what happens. Let's do some Yanmas as well if there's cheap Yanmas. Hell yeah, dude. Look at all these. There's all female Yanmas. That's better for my breeding purposes. Kind of. I have Dittos though right now. The executes. I'm down to buy a couple. These are, you know, dope shinies to try to go for. What else? Lapras, Porygon, Hitmonlees. Do I really buy Hitmonlee? Probably not. I have it on my list, but not really. Porygon can be a cool one if you find them for cheap. Cherubi, Torterra, Swampert's on my list. Sceptile. I could do Trico. I don't want to do Tricos yet without finishing my Petalburg Woods shunt. I have a second Shuckle on my list. Sudowoodo's on my list. But I do want a single for Sudowoodo as well. Krogunk. So many egg shells on my list. Torterra, Cherubi, Spirit Tomb. I don't know if I have any Spirit Tombs, or at least not that many. And they're pretty cheap right now because of Halloween and stuff. I'll buy a couple of these. Spirit Tomb, Drapion, Krogunk is on my list. Krogunk's a cool one. I like frogs. Buy a couple of these. They're not too expensive. Dino, Embor, Volcarona, Alola-Mola. Alola-Mola is a cool one. Dino's getting up there. Do I need any more? I know I do need more actually. I need like 100 and something, don't I? I actually need way more than I realize. These just that they're female anyway. It almost feels like a waste because I'm using Dittos. Like when these are, what egg group are these? Plants. I could just buy plant males for these and it'd be so much cheaper. How much would plant males cost? Yeah, like why the fuck would I breed these with Dittos, man? Let me buy that. Buy these breeders for them. Like this is putting me in like an even stickier situation where I'm gonna need to like sort stuff even more. Eevees or Beldums? I do not like Eevee shiny. I'm sorry, I'm not an Eeveelution kind of guy. I do like Beldum. Beldum's pretty based. Beldum and Rotom are both pretty cool. No cheap Beldums right now though. I have some Rotoms. Genderless Mons are really good because they breed faster. They're faster to get through the menus on, which is really cool. So we'll buy a couple of those. I still need like so many Pokemon. It's kind of crazy how many I actually need. Did I count wrong? Wait. 30, 60, 30, 60, 90. No, I didn't. Yeah, I need like 120 more Pokemon or so. It's kind of crazy. I like doing... Man, I like the idea of execute and stuff, but... Squirtle. But they're all female, so it feels like I'm wasting shit, you know? Buy some Squirtles, I guess. I think a bit more money than I expected, but this is mostly fine. Spirit Tombs, how many were those? Snorlaxes. Dinos. Buy the one male, I guess. I don't know. I'll buy a couple of these, sure. Cherubies can be cheap at times and then expensive. Like, this is pretty good. I paid up to 8k for Cherubies. These things can get expensive, hilariously. I like Cherubi. A lot of people don't, which is fair, but I like it. I'll buy up to 5k, sure. Tortuga. Tortuga's underrated. Archon, Ducklet. Ducklet's interesting. Metagross, Beldum. Lapras. I gotta get Lapras off this list. Lapras is now a single hunt because you can do it in it's Safari Zone single, but I think it's better there. I'm interested in Execute the more I think about it. Kind of funny. I don't know. I'm going to think on this for a little. One Ditto box sold off over to Sosa Mail. Thank you for that. I do really appreciate it. Happy to start getting rid of these, making space for other. The next egg shunt is really the meme, right? 2 Cranidos boxes sold. Let's see who wants the third. I have 2 more ready to go, so I can sell 4 Cranidos boxes today minimum. And I have some other ones I may need to sort through or figure out. I want to mail some to an alt account. I'll have to figure out what the rest. We're clearing a lot of space today, fellas. Get ready for a big charm. Probably do a big shiny hunt charm tomorrow. Today's Tuesday. Keep watch out for tomorrow, Wednesday. I'll probably do either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll have to see. Probably tomorrow. Probably do like a big batch or some shit tomorrow. Do like a full on breeding sessionino. Here, PDA is a fast trader, so if my clicks are decent enough, I could move this over. I can show you guys. Like, people always ask me, oh, how do you trade Ditto boxes? And the answer is just 5 at a time, but you can do it really fast, as you can see. If you get your clicks down, which mine are not perfect by any means, but you can go pretty fast. You can run through a box in like under 2 minutes, I think. Yeah, I think pretty easily actually. You can run through a box. You've got the mechanics. Not the easiest thing in the world. Like, this is a 40 second recording or so, and I'm like messing up. I did most of this box. Missing clicks there. I have 500 ping, so I can't go that fast. Hey, that's... I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, that's a... Oof. Ouch. How's it... I don't know what to do there. If you have 500 ping, I feel like you're... Oof. Yeah, like this was a minute... This clip was a minute and 3 seconds, and that was most of the box. Minute 5, something like that. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, it can be pretty fast, is the point. Dude, how good does this look? I got 4 empty boxes here now. That feels pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually crazy. I can't remember the last time I had 4 empty boxes back to back in my PC. As dumb as that sounds, that literally blows my mind. That's crazy, dude. Hell yeah. One of the only issues with breeding so many different species for an egg shiny is that it's like really hard to match up cheap breeders with them. If you like, so for like executes, I need male plants. For if I have female Squirtles, I need male monster egg group. If I have Audinos, I need male fairy egg group. Like, there's just so many. That's probably going to be way less possible, unfortunately, which can save you some money. So that's kind of lame, but that's kind of like the trade-off I guess I'm taking. A little awkward, but it's so much fun to do this, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth it for me, probably. Let me get all Pokemon in my PC. I'm going to do like a box for like, okay, female mineral egg group. Here's the male breeders. We'll do female plant egg group. Here's the breeders. I'm going to try to actually do it because I think it's worth a little bit of money save. It's honestly just fun. I just have the time right now. And then let me first get everything in my box. Oh, the shiny Growlithe. That actually looks really good as a follower sprite. That kind of shocked me. Let's claim everything to our boxes and then we'll sort. We have the space, which is a great feeling, dude. Okay, here's the last thing. Now that everything's on my PC, at least I think. I might have some other stuff. Like I have some backup shittos. Let me everybody's showing up here, which is cool. Let me sort things by gender. Let me put all the female stuff over here so I can breed it for cheaper and save some money. What egg group is this? Like, can I get cheap egg group breeders for this? Humanoid, I might be able to. I'm just gonna pull out pretty much all females. Like, these are plant. Anything I don't have to breed with Ditto, I should try to avoid breeding with Ditto if possible. You just save money. So if I can, like, if these are all female plants. This will just go in here, I guess, for now. We'll work on that in a sec. Female plants, humanoid, like fairy. These are all, not this one. These are all plants. Here. These can just go in. I'll move them down like this. A lot of box sorting this stream. Box sorting isn't exactly the most exciting content, but I think it's interesting to see the inner workings. I feel like it's just like, because it's not that interesting, it's not always shown, and I think it's important to show that stuff sometimes, you know? This is actually a good point. If you want to argue a cool thing about Pro or Pokemon Revolution Online, you can't, like, breed IVs on that correctly, right? Which destroys the economy. But at the same time, it does have this cool thing. And Pokemon used to have this as well, but they got rid of it because it fucks the economy. But it's cool where, like, catching wild competitive Pokemon is really valuable. Because it's like, that's how you, like, kind of get them for the most part, right? Which is really, really cool. So, like, catching... I have, like, a Doug Trio. Let me find it. But it's not going to be under these search results. I have, like, a pretty good Doug Trio that I caught that's, like, I love so much. That's, like, competitive ready or whatever. Almost. It's like almost a perfect wild caught, which feels really cool, but they're not, it's like, it's not worth any more than just a bred one. It's a lot easier to breed one up than it is to catch one in the wild. So you do kind of lose the, yeah, whether it matters or whatever, I guess, of like catching a wild PvP mod. It's still cool in PokeMMO, but it's not, you know, financially it doesn't actually matter, which is kind of sad, which I understand. That's a cool, I respect that being a cool like +1 for pro, but at the same time it's like a +1 for that to be interesting, and then like a -10, -100 for it fucking the economy. Because like that, for that to be the case, you also have to like destroy the economy by never consuming Pokemon via breeding, which is the only way that any Pokemon MMO ever has been able to sustain long term, which is what PokeMMO like discovered, making that change to that breeding system being needed to actually sustain the game long term. If PokeMMO's breeding didn't consume Pokemon, this game would have died like 8 years, like not 8, but like 6 years ago. It was like on a huge downtrend before the breeding change. Wait, Snivy being the plant egg group is actually so good here, so I can get a bunch of. That's actually awesome that these can all be. Okay, I might be able to, yeah, do this more than I realized. What egg group is this though? Like probably like monster flying, just flying. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get like females or males for this. This probably is always a. This is like monster egg group. Monster males can be a bit. I can use Cranidos to breed this, which is kind of funny. We'll see what happens with that. Female Audinos, these should get moved over to Fairy. We're still just box sorting. This is what it looks like so far. We've got like some Yanmas lined up, some bugs, some fairy types, some plant. This is mineral, sorry, and humanoid down here. Plant box is going solid. We've got some more to sort through. What button are you pressing to click the Pokemon in your party instead of dragging? Control click. If you're on PC, control click is like a must learn keybind. It's really easy. It's just control, you hold control key and you left click. It's so important, dude. Like, it is so much faster than, yeah, it's absurd. You should be control clicking. It's so good. It's so important for like so many things, man. It's so good. I've got to buy more fucking Pokemon, more rares to breed. I just need more. I need way more, fellas. Also, how many boxes is this? 1, 2, I can't even count because the numbers are so fucked up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's pretty good. 1, 2, did I count wrong? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Okay, I got 13 again. I probably need, 13's probably fine. I probably do want 14 boxes. If I'm going to do egg breeding, I'll probably send one of these to an alt account. I do probably want 14 prepared, just in case I can actually do that many within an hour. It'd be pretty impressive if I do. Also need to sell. Dude, I'm actually gonna have. I know it sounds. Here's the. I said I would show this hours ago. Here's the non-OT Pokemon. I'm actually gonna have enough PC space to be able to do a legitimate egg hunt for the first time in months and months and months, man. Oh, dude, I'm so super excited. Make it shiny Russian roulette. Add some Raticates in there too. You're fucking okay. I'm not that crazy. That would be nuts. I throw in some Raticates with my rares. Holy dude. Here's a life hack for anyone playing through the Kanto region in PokeMMO, and if you picked Squirtle as your starter. What level does he get this? You should never be stuck in literally any gym if you have Blastoise as your starter, because he gets the most insane move in the entire. Okay, so let me qualify. As long as you're level 35 or later. Well, actually, even if you're. When can you start relearning moves? When can you start heart scaling? Because as soon as your Blastoise learns Shell Smash, you should like never lose ever again. Like, you could always give it White Herb or give it Focus Sash or give it something to at least get 1 Shell Smash off. If you can get 2 Shell Smashes without dying, you're gonna sweep everything. Like, it doesn't matter if it resists. Like, you're gonna be so strong. If you can like sneak it in at the right time or like put it in a position where it can get 2 Shell Smashes off, it's just so good. So if you, as long as you have like level 35 max obedience, at least you should be really solid. Wait, for those who don't know, there is a new way to refresh GTL. If you're looking for the new way, because you used to just spam spacebar or whatever and like it would refresh. Nowadays that doesn't work, sadly. But what you can do is put your cursor up here and then press space. And if you do that, you'll refresh every press. But you have to like re-click it. It's not as easy as the last one. I don't know why you can't like select this, and yeah, it's way worse now. I don't know why I wish they would fix that. But you can like, do this. I don't know if people are listening, just cheap as fuck Dittos. Here's a tip for Ditto box seller stuff. You should always sell Dittos as boxes. You make so much more money, and it saves the Ditto box, the Ditto buyer much. It's so good. It's so good for the Because you dodge the GTL listing fee of 1K per Ditto. It's a huge difference. If you sell 60 Dittos, it's literally you're making 60 more K Pokeyen. Like it's a huge difference per box. Or like 30. I guess it should be like 30K. It should be like in the middle because you're benefiting both people. What was I saying? Tip. I would never recommend. You almost never want to sell Dittos loose on the GTL ever. Like literally almost ever, okay? If you have like 5 Dittos in your boxes that you want to sell off and get rid of for PC space, so you don't plan to go back to Dittos for a while, fair enough. If you have 5 Dittos and you plan to maybe go back to Dittos like in like a couple days or so, just keep them in your boxes. Just store up until you have a box. And if you have like 20 Dittos, so let's say you have 20 Dittos, that's a weird number, you know? You're 40 away from a full box, but then you also are not quite low enough to where you want to sell as loose. What you can do, catch 10 more Dittos and sell it as half a box. People will, myself, I have bought half a boxes just to like line things up properly. Sometimes that's actually preferred. So selling Ditto boxes as either half a box or a full box is, you make so much more money. It's so much faster. It's so much better than selling them loose on the GTL. You should almost never, you should almost never sell Dittos loose on the GTL for sure. Yeah, or that if you want to sell, if you have a friend, if you have like a friend or know people who may want loose Dittos, you could sell them loose to a friend for 3K or whatever, you know? If Dittos are 3,500 or whatever on the GTL, I'm gonna buy that, you know, go sell them to a friend for 3K. If you're selling Dittos for 3,500 on the GTL, you're only making 2,500. But if you go sell them to a friend, they're saving money and you're making 500 more. You're making, you're making 3K per. It's so good. I already know this is going to be a crazy long stream recap. I have been live for 5.5 hours today, 5 hours and 40 minutes. We're just inevitable. It's going to be a really long one, boys. Hopefully some people like that. If some people don't, I'm sorry. That's fair. I'll use timestamps, of course. You can jump around to whatever things you're interested in for sure. Oh, Alpha Dragonite is the spawn. Oh, yo, thank you, chat. Yeah, I saw Alpha spawn. People are calling it Outcast Island, but knowing it's a Dragonite, I want to go get that for sure, actually. Good call. Thank you, chat. Let's go prep up for a really nice alpha catch. Was it an alpha Ditto and an alpha Dragonite today? That's crazy RNG. Some people made some really good money today then. I didn't even think about that, man. The anniversary event could be happening any fucking day because it's probably going to happen in November, and it's November 21st as I'm recording this. It's either happening soon or I don't know I don't know what they plan to do if they miss November, man. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what the plan is. Even if they miss November, Christmas event is coming up. December 25th. So it's event season right now. You know, events are back to back to back to some extent, or to a huge extent. It's Christmas and I'm going the wrong way. Or no, this is right. Christmas on December 25th. That's an event. And then there's also the Lunar New Year event in later January. And then hopefully the anniversary event in November. So literally 4 months, 4 events, you know? I'm going to catch all the Dragonairs, I think, as well, because I think these can be worth, like, pretty decent money, actually, right? Yeah, catch the Dragonairs, yeah. If they're multi-scale, they're actually worth, like, good money, aren't they? Yeah, this is definitely worth it. This is a very good alpha. This is, like, arguably the best. I don't know. Is this probably the best alpha? I think Dragonite's probably worth more than Ditto, if not really close. This or Ditto is the best alpha for sure. All right, there's one Dragonair. I accidentally killed the first one. That's okay. This one had hidden ability access. They don't have guaranteed hidden ability access, right? It's like a chance, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they all have it. I'm pretty sure it's just a chance, right? Okay, Pog. It's a chance. Is it like a 25% chance, or do we know the chance? I'm not sure. There's one hidden. That's really lucky. Yeah, that's Pog. Both? I'm so lucky on this. What? Both were hidden ability? Wait, that's so good. Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna go double hidden ability Dragonairs into Shalpha Dragonite. Let's go, fellas. Close, guys. Did I crit and kill? I just killed it, I think. I know it would do more because after multi-scale, but did it really? Why did it? Well, we gotta come back, fellas. We gotta fucking fly and come all the way back. Are you guys ready for my first try at fighting this Dragonite? Let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm probably gonna Icicle Crash here then, and just get off a huge attack against this multi-scale. This did 73%. Okay, that was a pretty fat hit. Obviously, it's 4 times effective, but... And we get the flinch! Outstilled! See you later, mate! What do I press now? Do I just, like, spam EQ to, like, die? Do I ever make a switch here? He goes for Fire Punch here, right? I think I just EQ and let myself die. That's fine. Giving him Contrary. Easy to catch now. Oh, he has Roost! Okay. I didn't know. Fuck. He has Dragon Tail, so he's gonna drag around my shit? That's kind of Giga Brain. Honestly, that's fine. I mean, this is a weird thing to bring out, but sure. Do I just like chip him here with this? Dragon Tail me again or something. Hurricane? This is gonna be a weird fucking battle, man. He fucking OHKOs me with Hurricane. Wait, that is super true, Bep. Roost is just 5 PP. That's actually super nice. That's actually Giga Brain. Good to know about. I always forget that after the PP nerf to all the healing moves, it's way more easy to like control and manage those mons. Okay, it's been slept for 2 turns in a row, I'm pretty sure. So it's Dream Ball range, like 1 HP at most, asleep. This should be a good catch, or a pretty good catch. I can Timer Ball as well. This should be pretty solid. Nice. Okay. There it is. Alpha Dragonite caught a Reno. That worked out pretty well. Like the stats, like some of the, I mean, 31 speed is good. Special attack's not great, but that's okay. That's fine. Still solid. We'll take it. Always worth it. Took a while, but that's a very good alpha, so I'm happy with it. All right, after the alpha Dragonite catch, we're about to hit the 6 hour mark today, fellas. So I think that's where I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys for watching. Very banger stream today on a random Tuesday. What a random Tuesday. Iceberg released today. 6 hour stream. A fun day. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton and lets me know what kind of content you guys want to see more of. Dislike if not, that's totally okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day, as well as stream on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's links down below for updates on my content and tons of information. And if you want to go above and beyond and support my content, if it's been helpful enough to you, that's really important. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo do help out a ton. I'm exhausted. I'm going to peace out. I'll see you guys later. Peace. We're going to have a great day. Good shiny luck to you guys. Peace, Reno.
Yo, Patrouski here. Firstly, thank you so much for watching till the very end of the video. I truly hope it was worth your time today. And secondly, thanks to everybody whose name is listed here. You guys all go above and beyond and allow me to make daily content. Thanks again. Have a great day.